Video games. There's so much you can get out of them that'll keep you glued to your seat for hours and hours. For many, this goes as far as wanting to complete every single thing you can in an individual title, the coveted 100% completion. Whether it's to enjoy a game as much as you can, or to simply brag about to others, it's a pretty natural thing to want to milk as much as you can out of anything you heavily enjoy. And I can tell you, after spending thousands of hours speedrunning Super Mario World over the last decade, I'm quite guilty of doing such. Sometimes though, a 100% completion of a game isn't as black and white as it may seem. There are some very clear-cut examples, like Donkey Kong Country, that make it pretty clear once you've completed every single thing and will display 101%. Maybe a weird example, but it's not always such a clear-cut thing you can be confident you've achieved. So what is a 100% completion in Super Mario World? This isn't a percentage. Well, that's actually a hard question to properly answer, and trust me, it's complicated. Let's talk about it. In Super Mario World, the traditionally sought-for completion of the game is spelled out right on the American box art. There are 96 levels, or more accurately, exits, both normal and secret, spread among 72 unique stages. This right here is what most would define as a proper 100% completion of the game. On paper, this is what I would agree on as well, but is this truly a 100% completion? I mean, on the American and European releases, it puts a star next to your exit counter when you reach 96. So I guess that could represent a full completion, but is there more to explore past the typical 96 exits? Well, yes. While from a casual standpoint, this is a fully reasonable point to end completing the game, let's hop over to the speedrun side of things. The Super Mario World speedrun leaderboards house a goal that could arguably be more in-depth than a 96 exit completion, and that goal is Lunar Dragon. Besides requiring every single exit to be completed, Lunar Dragon requires you to also collect 5 Dragon Coins in levels that at least contain that same amount, as well as collecting every moon hidden around different worlds. Why 5 Dragon Coins? This is because you gain a 1-up when obtaining this amount. But that's kinda arbitrary, isn't it? What about the levels that have a higher amount of coins? Take for example Donut Secret 1, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Dragon Coins. Why do some of these coins need to be grabbed, but not others? And why is it based on the amount required for a 1-up? You could pick a completely different coin route versus someone else. Not sure about you, but this requirement seems a little flimsy to be taken seriously for a 100% completion. Dragon Coins are not even kept track of in this game. They interestingly though are tracked in the Game Boy Advance version, Super Mario World Advance 2, Super Mario World. In fact, let's quickly talk about this enhanced port. In this re-release, a 100% completion very clearly requires way more past a simple 96 exit run-through. Here, just like Lunar Dragon's requirements, you need to collect at least 5 Dragon Coins in every level, with more levels featuring coins in this installment. Additionally, you can cause up to 5 stars to appear on the initial game screen. Scoring 1 million points in Super Mario World gives you a single star, with 5 being the limit. This, perhaps, is the most clear-cut 100% completion in Super Mario World if we are going with official game releases, but for simplicity's sake, let's keep this to the classic Super Mario World. You may think, how can this even go further? We talked about exits, Dragon Coins, and moons. What else is there? And well, let me circle back to that first thing I just mentioned, exits. Did you know that technically Super Mario World has way more than 96 exits? I suppose they aren't intended, but it's very easy to get your exit count to a point where it will start displaying hexadecimal, with A here meaning 10, with this indicating a triple-digit amount of exits being cleared. Here's why this is a gray area though. All of these require the abuse of unintended glitches. glitches. There are many that are pretty tame, with a couple being as easy as collecting a glitched item orb and then beating front door, as well as back door, for example, but this rabbit hole gets quite complicated quite fast. There's an official category extension on speedrun.com named A2 Exit, or basically 102 Exit, but this is far from maximum potential. Players over the years in real time have expanded this amount further and further, and precise tool-assisted playthroughs have displayed a greater amount of possible exits than ever imaginable. Needless to say, let's avoid going down this black hole. Alright, so let's set up a general guideline here to get rid of that complication. Let's make this glitchless. Throw all the glitch exit stuff I just shared out the window. Forget about it. What else can we do with this game to really maximize the gameplay here? Well, I have the perfect answer for you. A paste bin made by... You probably know him under one of these two aliases nowadays. In this document, IsoFreeze lays out what may be the most chaotic but thorough list of requirements for a potential 100% run. On top of 96 Exit, it requires collecting every prize block, every yellow and green switch block, every coin, every moon, every 1-up, midway point, power-ups, Yoshis, wings, goal tapes, as well as visiting every sub-level, hitting every message block, hitting all P-switches, walking over every single possible overworld path, and killing one of each enemy. Jeez, that was a mouthful. But hey, it's an extensive list for a good reason. There are a few reasonable limits set here, such as the impossible to reach switch blocks, and setting a limit to multi-coin blocks, but this is probably about as intense as it gets. You'll be relieved to know that this is only a hypothetical run, and no one has actually gotten close to seriously considering to attempt such a run. At least for now. Who knows how insane a person could get with enough time. This got me thinking, I should come up with my own 100% run in some way or another. Sure, no matter what I do, it'll be a bit controversial, but hey, let's see how easy it is to create such a run, and spoiler, it's a lot more intense than you'd think. Let me run you through how I developed my own take on a 100% speedrun category in Super Mario World. I ultimately came up with the goal of all rooms. The main objective is to clear every single unique room housed within Super Mario World. So besides the main level rooms you have to play anyways, this also includes every sub-level tucked away in each stage, such as bonus rooms or hidden dragon coins. My argument for this being a 100% run is, well, having to get through every single room forces you to explore the entire game. Even in a category like Lunar Dragon, there are still plenty of areas that are completely ignored. This may not sound that crazy on paper, but trust me, the more I dove into this idea, the more brain power I really had to put into this. Off the bat, I will share that this idea is far from original, with a hypothetical all rooms type of run being discussed in different forms over the years, with the most notable being an established pace spin from top runner in the game, Louie. He planned out a route for all sub-levels, and while some of what is featured here overlaps with what I would eventually come up with, I developed my own version of this category completely on my own. I didn't even know about this document until I made my own route. Of course, to start, we have to lay down some basic ground rules, especially if we are creating a completely new speedrun category. I think the most obvious rule here should be beating every single unique room in the game. Duh. But of course, there are some additional rules I need to tackle onto this to make it clearer. For example, you cannot enter a new room in a previously beaten level and then immediately start and select to exit. You must exit the room before doing this to consider it complete. One of the best examples here is Morton's Castle, which requires you to play it twice in this run. This is due to the hidden bonus room pipe and the normal second room, with both of these taking you to a third room that you can't backtrack from. Additionally, I threw in another requirement here. If the end of a specific room can be cleared via goal tape, hit it and beat the level, even if you've already beaten the level previously. This mostly applies to Chocolate Island 1 and Chocolate Island 2, which both have multiple goal tape endings in different rooms. We will talk more about this once we get into the run. I also decided that if glitch Yoshi wings via block duplication was possible, this could be done in substitution of a gold tape. I mainly did this just to keep the category as entertaining as possible, and if you think that's arbitrary, Lunar Dragon, a main leaderboard category, has been known to be traditionally glitchless, which is quite weird compared to everything else on the board here. On top of this, eventually a glitch category got added, with the record here not even being faster until 2023. Yeah, if an official category can be that arbitrary, I can do whatever the hell I want with my own silly run. Oh yeah, I also made a separate note here that levels with intended Yoshi wings require beating the wing heaven and the level as intended. This doesn't change up the run too much, but you'll see how that works out eventually. I know I've already been rambling on a decent bit already, but there are two more important rules here. 1. You must complete the bonus game at least once. I'm not talking about bonus rooms, I'm talking about the actual bonus game, the one you face when you accumulate 100 total stars from gold tapes. Lastly, while the name doesn't imply this doubles as a 96 exit run. I want this to resemble some type of a 100% completion, so I think requiring every single exit here is a no-brainer, even if you can access every room while skipping some secrets. This takes us into actual attempts, which I streamed on twitch.tv/Storster. Go check me out there. Anyways, let's get into the actual run itself, which before it even starts already has something unique. So the first immediate thing that will majorly differ in this run versus a typical run is we need to actually enter Yoshi's house, because I mean, this is a place you can enter, so there you go. From here though, the rest of World 1 isn't anything too mind-blowing, just some sub-levels people may not generally explore. It is important to note that I intentionally clear the left side of the world right away, as the yellow switch blocks will become very useful in World 2. And hey, I got a yump. With a few tucked away rooms, here is why Yellow Switch is quite useful here. The yellow blocks here allow me to easily enter this bonus room pipe without grabbing a cape. And why would I want to avoid that? Well, it's because the next sub-level is right next door and provides me with a cape. Since this cape is right along my route, this makes a lot more sense than scooping one up from a flying Koopa. One thing I had forgotten about up to this point was getting bonus stars from gold tapes in order to secure the bonus room. You see, normally you want to completely avoid this because 1. Bonus stars can cause slight unnecessary game lag, and 2. You obviously don't want the bonus room. It's a major time waster in a typical run. Yet another detour from a typical run is the entering of Top Secret Area, a place that houses capes, fire flowers, and a Yoshi, with the player being able to leave just like Yoshi's house. While continuing to accumulate bonus stars, I ran into my first roadblock that I didn't consider in Morton's castle. Oh wait, I'm on the oh my god, I think I have to restart this run. You found a flaw in my route. No! I initially routed out Morton as follows. Do the normal room 2 route the first swing around, and then when going past it a second time after Special World, enter it one more time for the bonus room. But there's an issue here. You can't re-enter castles on the fastest version of the game, the Super Famicom version. So because of this, I reset the run to quickly piece together what I needed to do for round 2. This is where I should have just followed Louie's instructions from his written out route. Using his advice, I did my first run through, grabbed a backup cape, and immediately died. This cape will allow me to enter the bonus room next, which rectifies my route's huge miscalculation. This time around, I also remembered about bonus stars earlier, and I got access to the bonus room after Donut Secret 2, so now that's out of the way. Entering World 3, I can't even spawn glitch Yoshi wings since I need to enter the second room in Vanilla Dome 1, but I do have a fun fact about the third room here. Also, fun fact that people may not realize, this room right here is the same exact room as room 1. They are indeed both the same room, which is very easily proven if you grab a blue shell with Yoshi and you can like fly under the level. It's a very easily proven thing. Very fun fact that a lot of casual players don't know about. At the very least, I can still go for Vanilla Dome 2 clip, which I nailed on the first try. Let's go. Scooping up some more rooms, Vanilla Dome 3 here has some minor backtracking for a pipe people may completely gloss over. In Vanilla Dome 4, I sadly had to ditch Yoshi due to keeping him in the sub-level here being near impossible. It can be achieved, but yeah, good luck with that in a run. Rounding off the world with Lemmy, this midway area is the fastest done route anyways, and with that, it's time to quickly tackle the bottom bridge here. I sadly had to ditch Yoshi previously, so I scooped one up on my journey through Cookie Mountain, and with the Yoshi Heaven rule I made up earlier, I had to first get this set of wings, and then I was allowed to clear the secret gold tape. Making our way into Star World, this is the one world where nothing changes at all. There are zero sub-room shenanigans here, and instead, you just have me dealing with yellow blocks in Star World 1.
Go, Mary, go! Mary, go! Go! What is happening? Hello? Good morning?
Scooting into Special World, in Gnarly, I once more cannot do Glitch Yoshi wings due to needing access to the final room, but in Tubular, I can execute this thanks to the rules I made up earlier. Way Cool has a similar dilemma to Cheese Bridge area, albeit for a different reason. So first I got the Yoshi wings, and then cleared the stage normally as well. With the rest of the world not having too much to write home about, it's time for a brief revisit in World 2, and then World 3. Butter Bridge wasn't too bad either, it just involved a minor detour at the very end of Vanilla Secret 2, and then a secret that a lot of people probably don't know about, the hidden path in Ludwig that takes you to a bonus room. Yep, this has been here the entire time. While I discovered that apparently I forgot how to Yoshi clip, I started to chomp away at Forest of Illusion.
What am I doing? What is happening? What, huh? What? I'm having a stroke right now.
Maybe I forgot how to play the game as a whole, too. In Forest Secret House here, you'll see a room that is typically never accessed outside of Lunar Dragon, because instead of being able to skip over the gap in the ceiling, there's a room here that needs to be cleared. In Forest of Illusion 4, I intentionally enter the sub-room here first due to it sending me to the midway area where I can then pretty quickly get into the secret exit. Probably best to get that out of the way. With Forest having nothing else too crazy, it's time for Chocolate Island 1, a level that has a bit to unpack. In my route, I have to play this level 3 separate times, which you may at first be really confused about. But did you know that this main room featuring the gold tape has 3 different copies you can access? The first is the one you start in entering the stage. The second one is from a yellow pipe you can enter, and the third is connected via a blue pipe towards the end. So how do I know these are all different? Well, for starters, the first of these rooms is the only one to not house a moon. And if we go into the level editor that people use to make ROM hacks, Lunar Magic, we can see the 3 unique level IDs here, 22, F6, and F5. So yeah, kind of a weird technical thing here, but hey, these are all unique rooms. Chocolate Island 2 is yet another complicated stage, because there are so many ways to traverse this level. Firstly, the second room can change based on how many coins you get in the first room. If you collect under 9 coins, you get this. If you collect between and including 9 to 20 coins, you get this. But if you collect 21 or more coins, you get this one. Next up, the third room can change based on when you enter this pipe. You enter above 250, you get this. Below 250 but above 234, you get this, and below 235 presents you this. And oh, if you thought all these changing rooms were over, it's not. The very last possible room here will change depending on how many dragon coins you scooped up along the way. You got all 4? Here's one room. You got less than that? Here's another. A couple of these early rooms are scooped up while quickly grabbing the secret exit, but with so many rooms left, the normal exit has to be played twice. For the first run around, I decided to scoop up 9 coins in room 1, enter below 235, and grab less than 4 dragon coins. So then my second turn around, I did 21 coins, below 250, and 4 dragon coins. Phew, now that that's over, the rest of World 6 is a piece of cake in comparison. In Chocolate Island 3, I struggled a bit due to forgetting which pipe to enter, but after that, it was smooth sailing with a neat pipe fly strategy in Chocolate Island 4, and some quick backtracking for an additional room in Chocolate Island 5. Valley of Bowser starts off kind of annoying, with the bonus room pipe at the very end sending you back to the middle of the stage, but at least I still had Yoshi intact to grab my final pair of wings. Valley of Bowser 3 features the final bonus room in the run, but we are far from over in regards to having to go out of our way for additional rooms. Beating Larry, let's talk about Bowser's front door. Before being able to access the Bowser fight, the player has the choice between 8 different rooms, with you having to pick between doors 1 and 4 and 5 and 8. But in this case, we need to beat every single room. With all of these rooms, I have to enter front door 4 times. First up is doors 4 and 6. And once finishing this, I need to die in Dark Room in order to start all over again. I may have 0 capes now, but at least I can enter door 3 to grab another, which makes room 8 a piece of cake. Thanks to Green Switch being unlocked, I also scooped up another cape here before dying once more. This time around, I tackled doors 2 and 7, doors I'm very familiar with thanks to being present in more typical speedrun categories. With another death, it's simply time to breeze past doors 1 and 5, and before dying again, I need to clear Dark Room here. While yes, I will encounter Dark Room a second time in Back Door, be aware, these 2 rooms are very much different. One has a midway and one doesn't. And of course, once again, you can view the 2 unique level IDs to extra prove these rooms being unique. So thanks to this, I enter the Bowser fight and die in there as quickly as I can. This leads to the home stretch, Valley of Bowser 2, Valley Fortress, and then just like I mentioned, Back Door. Cleaning up Bowser here resulted in a time just under an hour and 50 minutes. Finally finishing it up, I was so happy to just simply finish this. I learned the hard way how difficult it can truly be to route such an extensive speedrun category such as this. While this run was far from optimal thanks to my poor performance, I'm not quite sure I will run this again. This run is quite arbitrary, but hey, I completed my own take on 100%ing Super Mario World, and that's where I wrap things up for today. 100% in Super Mario World is ultra complicated, and it's not as easy as saying beat all these levels or collect all these coins. The definition of 100% in this title can majorly vary from person to person. A lot of speedrunners, myself included to be honest, are pretty satisfied on saying 96 exit is a de facto 100% completion category, and some may defend the more extensive Lunar Dragon, but the waters get very murky when you consider so many other possible things you can do inside this game. Heck, this isn't even technically all the rooms you can access in this game. You could take it one step further by introducing glitched exits. Needless to say, Super Mario World in many ways is quite limitless, and that's honestly one of the many things that makes this game so enjoyable to come back to decades later. That's all I have for today. I hope you enjoy this journey down the rabbit hole of completing Super Mario World. Thanks for watching.